What's going on, guys? In this week's video I'm going to be talking about 10 different mods you can do to your guitar or bass for under $50. So the first mod we're going to look at today is upgrading your string tree. This is the first point of contact your string sees from your tuning machine, so it's really important to make sure it's not getting snagged or anything. I usually go with the Graphtec Tusk XL Sleek String Tree. It is this guy right here. Super easy install. You just unscrew the old one and put the new one on, and you're good to go. So yeah, that I think falls in the like $10 to $15 range. Super worth it, really easy to do. So yeah, that is mod number 1. Sticking with the Graphtec theme, I'm gonna also recommend that you guys get yourself a Graphtec nut. These are pretty easy to install. There's a bit more of a spook factor because you are gonna be removing a part of your guitar that's glued down. So all you're going to do for that is, I use a hairdryer. You can use a heat gun, but I think a hairdryer is hot enough. You'll just kind of warm up the area, and then if you take a screwdriver and a hammer and you can just kind of tap it out sideways, it'll pop out. After doing that, you might have to clean up some glue if it's left over. But yeah, once it's all clean and said and done, you can just drop the nut in, put like a few drops of wood glue in first just to keep it in, and then you're ready to rock. This thing I think runs in the same like $10 to $15 range, so pretty affordable. It's just a bit of a more in-depth install, I guess. But yeah, that's mod number 2. Mod number 3 you can do to your guitar or bass is going to be buying Graphtec string saver saddles. I swear I'm not sponsored by Graphtec. Unless you guys want to sponsor me, let me know. Doctors, guitar techs, and mechanics will all agree you can never have too much lube. So we got graphite on the nut and the string tree. You might as well put it on your saddles. These guys run a little more expensive than the other options, at like $50-ish, but I've had these for like the last 2 years and I haven't broken a string with them. So I think they're probably worth it. Okay, mod number 4 isn't something I have, so I can't show you guys, but it's gonna be noiseless tremolo springs. So this applies to just anything with springs in the back that ring out after you've muted the strings themselves. FUtone.com, they have them for like 19 bucks. You just grab them, swap them out with the existing springs, and you're good to go. It is a bit of a in-depth install just because messing with tremolo systems never goes too smoothly. But if you have any questions about that, you can always reach out to a tech or bring it by a shop and have them install it for you. So yeah, noiseless springs, good to have, especially if you're doing a lot of like chuggy stuff or you're playing with a lot of gain. Yeah. Speaking of unwanted string noise, mod number 5 is going to be Groove Gear fret wraps. There's like a bunch of different versions of them by different companies. They all range from probably like 10 to 15 or 20 bucks. But they all do the same thing. They just kind of sit on the strings behind the nut and keep them from ringing out after you've muted the strings themselves. The DIY and like free option, I guess, is if you have any foam, you can just stick it behind there and it kind of deadens it up. Same with behind the saddle. Mod number 5. Another quick and easy and possibly free mod is going to be sanding down the back of your neck to make it less sticky. So all you're going to need for this, I don't even use sandpaper myself. I get those like Scotch-Brite pads, the green pads that you use for cleaning dishes. And I find that is gentle enough where you're not going to like damage anything. But it's abrasive enough to take off like any sort of finish. So just run that up and down the neck a few times, and you should notice a bit of a difference. Alright, so all of these mods are great and sick and super dope, but what happens if you get on stage to rip your sick solo with your silent springs and your fret wrap and your guitar falls off its strap? Well, that would suck. So buy some strap locks. They're like 18 bucks or so. It comes with one part that you put on the strap, and then the other part just replaces the old strap buttons on here. All you do is you get the strap and you put it in, and then it's all nice and good. These guys are rated up to like 800 pounds of pull or something, so you can hit all the guitar spins you want and don't have to worry about sending your guitar into orbit. So yeah, strap locks. Alright, mod number 8, moving more into the direction of changing the look of your guitar, is going to be swapping out the pick guard. You can find just about any color or material that you want. They range from like 20 bucks to probably like a couple hundred for really high-end ones. But yeah, that's a great way to change the whole look of your guitar real quick. Or you can buy like a whole sheet of this stuff and cut your own special shape out and be a unique little snowflake. It's like Gerard said. Every snowflake's different, just like you. While we have the pickguard off, we might as well throw some new knobs on our potentiometers. Example of this would be throwing these knurled knobs on this Squire, which used to have just like the numbered knobs on them. You know, if you want to buy aftermarket ones, they're like $2 to probably like $200 for really boutique ones. But yeah. And the 10th and final mod I'm going to tell you guys about today is one you've probably already heard about, one you've probably seen done a few times. You may have even done it yourself. And that's going to be changing your strings. You want more high end in your tone? Get new strings. You want more sustain while you're ripping a sick solo? Put new strings on. You want them to break less often? Change your strings. And you want to not be judged by the local tech when you bring your guitar in for its once-in-a-decade tune-up? Get new strings. It's really not that hard to do. It is something anyone who plays guitar or owns a guitar should learn to do eventually. And I'm sure most techs, myself included, wouldn't mind walking you through the basics of it if you bring your guitar in and say, hey, can you do it this time? But can you show me how to do it so I don't have to keep coming in? Buy a different set until you find some that you really dig. And then you know what you like, and that's great. So there we have it, guys. A little bit of a different video this week, but that was 10 cheap and fun and easy mods you can do under 50 bucks. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.